going on, guys? Welcome back to Max Boneyard Builds. Still tinkering away on this red project. Man, this OBS project seems like every time I turn around there's a little bit more I gotta do. Anyways, buttoned up a few more things here off camera. I'm going to show you what those are, and then we're going to hook up the temperature sensor, and I'm going to show you guys the steam ports, how I hook them up, and it doesn't look too bad, and it's cheap, because I'm all about it. Cheap. All right, so I think everything's buttoned up on this side. I did get the exhaust manifolds in. This driver's side, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Right down there, man, it is just kissing next to that frame. I don't know if you can see it. Focus, focus, focus. So I had to massage that pipe just a little bit to get it past. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I think they make some cast manifolds, like cast LS Swap manifolds that are pretty much like your stock manifolds, except they swing straight down. If you can see, these stock ones have a little bit of a bend, a little bit of kick to the right. And then the flange is a 3-part flange, where those aftermarket ones are only a 2-bolt flange that go up and down. So the bolt would be here and then under here. So it runs parallel with the manifold, so it's not getting in the way, and it's going to kick it a little bit closer to the frame. It'll fall right in that hole really good. But right now I just got them tucked on just so I can get this thing fired up, make sure everything's running good. It's going to be open header, so to speak, for the time being, and neighbors are gonna love that. But that fit in real nice. Passenger side fit in pretty good, but man, it's the same way. Let me get you zoomed in here. Focus, focus, maybe. Yep, there we go. Man, it doesn't look like it, but man, there is just a hair gap. And we're talking a hair. So I don't think the factory manifolds are going to work out. I also, down here on the control arm, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, the heat shield, it was too tight and in the way. I cut the heat shield off where that upper control arm and that goes on, and that made some clearance. I mean, I can get my fingers in there and I'm not touching anything, but it's still really close. So I think those aftermarket manifolds is the way I'm going to have to go. I think they're like 120 bucks on the old Evil Bay, so I think that's the way I'm going to go. Right now I just got them fired on there, put on there so that way they're, you know, hooked up and I can kind of see what's going on. Cooling donor O2 OBS hose. Made a couple poor man hold downs with some zip ties. They're the black variety, so that's completely acceptable. Just to make sure to keep it tucked down against there. Comes back around, swings in. This is the donor rad out of the 98. This is the original rad, the original fan shroud. Everything fit in just how it was supposed to be. And then there was also a port on this 98 shroud right here that's underneath your overflow, okay? Same location that the steam port vent is on the newer ones, okay? I'm not going to buy a whole new radiator if this one wasn't leaking before. So what do we got to do? We got to condense that, what is that, like a 1/2 inch hose down to this, I think it's like 5/16 maybe, if my numbers are correct. So of course, bam. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it works. Did the same thing on the LS Swap, except I did mine, it was like right down in here. Didn't look too bad, but the way this one was positioned and the extra hose I had, this is all hose that I got junkyard, guys. You know, I mean, It's still nice and pliable. It's not crunchy by any means. I'll probably get a bigger piece of wire loom or something, or I'll find something else to wrap that with, kind of cover that up. But you know, you pop the hood and there it is. You know, you can tell something's going on, but you know, hey, it works for this guy, for the boneyard build. Goes down, hooks up, swings back around. This is all stock location stuff. And then here you got your union, sits out of the way, swings back in to that extra port on the radiator from the 98. So, man, it's getting close. It is getting close, guys. I got a few more things to button up. I'm going to jump over to temperature sensor, and let's go take a look at that. When I say junkyard hose, guys, I'm telling you, keep everything. I've got tons of scrap hose of all different varieties, sizes, flavors, little itty bitty stuff, to extra fuel line hose from my carburetor days, to, you know, 1/4 inch, to, you know, 1/2 inch, to whatever, you know. I like the extra rad hoses that I'm not going to use from this project. Stuff that I cut and trimmed, all down there. Boom, it's all going in my pile. You know what I mean? Lower hose, I don't think I mentioned it. Lower hose, that's off the 98, just had to trim it up a little bit. It fit right in there, guys. So keep all your extra parts. There is no problem with keeping extra parts. Okay, so if you remember, a couple episodes back, got this LS Master Adapter kit from the old Evil Bay, and it came with all types of fittings that go down to 3/8 down to NPT, or 1/8 NPT. Good stuff. Here is the temperature sender from the 98. Okay, robbed it off of the water neck, no problem. Got one of those adapters. This is going to go into the passenger side head. This is going to screw in to here. Sorry guys, doing this one-handed. That's going to screw into there. That's going to go in to the passenger side head, and that's going to keep your gauge working in your dash for your 98 cluster that you saved in your 98 wiring harness. That is the unused port, I guess you could say, for your temperature sending unit. These heads, if you take this head and you stick it on the driver's side, that's going to be exactly where your temperature sending unit is from the factory, right there, okay? It's going to keep your factory LS temperature sender going to your PCM, so it can register the temperature for open loop, closed loop, so forth, all that good stuff. But then we're going to take out that plug on the passenger side head, put that adapter in there, and then we're going to be able to run another temperature sender from the OBS that we robbed off of the old 350. That's going to go to your dash to give you a reading up there. All it is, guys, is a 5/16. Takes a little bit to get it going. Had to give her a little ooga dooga. See if that's enough. Oh, nope. There you go. Easy as that. So that's what it looks like when it's together. Go ahead and yell at me now. I do one ream of Teflon tape around there. I know these NPT threads, they say they're self-sealing and it's got that crush washer and that. I'm telling you, I just I call it insurance. One ream, just make sure on the end that you don't go past that bevel, so that way it's making sure that it's starting nice and clean. I already did that one on the vise, so I got 2 hands, but plop that baby in there, tighten it down, hook up the sender, just easy as that. That's what it looks like whenever it's in place, just like that. Threw some stock wires on here because we're getting close to time to fire. Threw the old stock air box on there. Man, that thing, I've seen some other OBS swaps with the stock air box. I don't know how those guys got them to fit, because I'm tapped out. I don't know, maybe a little bit of adjusting, some fine tuning. What's getting in the way is that giant drop leg that they got on there. It's hitting my, I don't know, I'm gonna have to hit up the junkyard, get one of them cold air kits. It just drops it right over there. So, all right, we got fuel lines hooked up. We've got spark, we've got computer, we've got power steering lines hooked up. We've got coolant. Upper hose hooked up. Lower hose hooked up. Steam port hooked up. Overflow line hooked up. We've got transmission lines hooked in. We've got wiring harnesses on. What am I forgetting? Sure, I'm forgetting something. I don't know. I guess let's see if this thing fires up. Here goes nothing. Let's see what happens. Oh. Almost forgot. You never know, you know, close by. All right. Fuel pump's priming. I checked that the other day and I did not see any leaks. It's dead battery, you know. Take 2. Jump pack. All right, see what happens. You forgot to have me turn the vats off. I was relying on you. All right, guess that means another video. See you guys next time. Max Boneyard Builds.